let's take a look at our top selections for Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. It's Apple Blossom Saturday at Oaklawn, and the big matchup, Monomoy Girl and Swiss Skydiver. That's going to get a lot of the attention. But kicking off a 50-cent pick four is a very salty race for the older handicap set. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 2 Oaklawn Handicap. It's a $1 million race. And as you can tell by this morning line, it's a very competitive group. Silver State, the number one, has won 4 consecutive starts, and a win here propels him right into the top 10 of this division.
Yeah, it does. It'll be interesting to see if he's up for it, Dan, because I think that could be the real question of the race. He's obviously in really good form, and he's won 4 races in a row. He does have a triple-digit buyer in the bag. It does feel like this is a race where he can sort of make a name for himself.
The pace could be key as we throw up that time form U.S. pace projector. Last year's runner-up in the Oaklawn Handicap, Warriors Charge, he might be able to get to the early lead in a situation that could favor horses on or near the early lead. This will be Warriors Charge's second start off of a long layoff, and he might be much sharper for the dangerous Brad Cox barn. If he gets loose, he could be gone at a price.
Yeah, he could. I'll expect him to be sharper in this race too, Dad. He didn't make the front off the layoff last time. He is supposed to be on the lead in here, and then we'll just see what he does. I think he is capable of a race that could certainly beat this field. I personally didn't love his Oaklawn Handicap last year when he did make the lead, and I thought was a relatively rated pace. But if he gets that situation again against this field, there's no by my standards in here this time.
The number one Silver State can sit close to that pace. It's a big advantage for him over some of his competition. I love the way he's been handled by Steve Asmussen. He ran very well as a 3-year-old. Then he missed some time after a bad effort in the Louisiana Derby. He's come back on fire. Let's watch his 4th consecutive win in the Essex Handicap. He is confronted from the outside by Rated R Superstar, who's also in this race. Silver State digs down deep. He's likely just a better horse than that old veteran.
Yeah, he probably is. I thought he ran well in here, though, Dan. Rated R Superstar came from last and actually forced this horse to make maybe an earlier run than he wanted to make, 4 wide around the final turn. I thought when we picked up that replay, it just sort of looked like maybe this horse was idling a little bit on the lead in the stretch. But once Rated R Superstar took a run at him, he dug in again and held that horse off. I actually feel like he won that race easier than it looks, and I feel like he won 2 back easier than it looks, too. I think this horse is good.
From Southern California is the number 2, Express Train, who goes out for John Sheriffs, who, of course, has had great success at Oaklawn in the past, Zenyatta, Tiago, etc. This horse won the San Pasqual 2 starts back. And in the big cap last time out, we're going to take a look at this race. And I think Juan Hernandez had to move a little bit earlier than he wanted on the backstretch because Maxfield, the favorite, loomed alongside of him. So Express Train moved early in this 1.25 mile race, takes the lead, and is just going to get run down late by a promising horse named Idol. I thought Express Train ran very well.
Yeah, he did run well in this race. I personally thought he got a pretty good trip overall, and I think he did run well. I'm wondering if maybe the 1.25 miles just got to him. Maybe you're right, Dan. Maybe that's the way to look at it, that he just went a little too early. I thought maybe it had more to do with distance. Either way, he ran well. He ran well 2 starts back as well. He's got really good tactical speed. I think he's the horse to beat.
Todd Pletcher gave Fearless a lot of time off. This horse was a late starter to his career. He won his first 2 starts showing good early speed, and the speed magically disappeared. He became a 1-run plotter seemingly overnight. Pletcher gave him a long layoff. He showed a lot better early tactical ability last time in the Grade 2 Gulfstream Park Mile. Let's watch this race right now. Perhaps this race most notable, Mike, in that the favorite performer didn't fire and was subsequently retired, but Fearless is able to hold on in a race that has produced 2 next out winners, both of them earning triple-digit buyers.
Yeah, he ran well in here. You're right. The running style, the change in running style made a difference. He got the jump on all the horses that he had to beat, and he held on. And you're right. The 4th and 5th finishers both won with triple-digit buyers next time out. I think that horse he was holding off there ran 3rd in the Godolphin Mile. And Performer's been retired, so he can't embarrass this horse anymore. Listen, this horse, he did run well last time. We'll see if he can do it against what feels like a better field.
Warriors Charge was fourth in the Preakness in 2019, won the Razorback last year before finishing second in the Oaklawn Cap. He got beat by Guess Sweet last time out. Let's watch that race. It was contested over a wet track, and Guess Sweet had a race already this year. Warriors Charge was coming off of the layoff. We're going to see Guess Sweet on the outside. Warriors Charge is going to briefly strike the front. Guess Sweet runs him down. I expect Warriors Charge, as we mentioned in the opener, to be tighter this time around. And I think he's going to at least turn the tables on Guess Sweet.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't want to sit here and not Guess Sweet, but I would rather have Warriors Charge this time. It feels like he's going to make the lead in here. And if we know anything about this horse, Dan, it's that he can be really, really dangerous when he uses his speed. He's got a race in him that would make him really, really hard to run down in here.
And perhaps the advantage for him over at least Guess Sweet is his tactical speed. Guess Sweet's been a good horse for a long time. He won the Grade 3 Lecomte in 2017, but he's always done well on wet tracks and got one in that race we just saw. He also needs a little bit of pace. Owendale, the number 6, just got beat as the favorite last time out in the New Orleans Classic, and I can't blame the ride. Even though Owendale utilizes a variety of racing styles to be successful and maybe more effective from off of the pace, he got right up close, he got to the lead, and he just couldn't get there. Another good effort for a solid horse.
Hey, he is. He's just a rock solid horse. One that I feel like you and I, we do all of his races. I feel like we're both getting a little tired of him. It's been, a relatively long time since he's won a race. You're going back to almost a full year, Dan, to get to his last win. He still holds his own. He's still very competitive in races like this. I still don't think this is the best distance for him. I think he's better going a little shorter, but he's a contender right back.
Rated R Superstar won the Grade 3 carry back in 2016, and he's still kicking. We saw him give Silver State all he could handle last time out in the Essex Handicap. And just think, in his 50th lifetime start, he earned a co-career best Beyer speed figure of 97. I'm worried about the pace scenario and a slightly tougher field.
Me too. And I don't know, necessarily how reasonable it is to expect him to come right back and run another good one. But I do think he ran a good one last time, Dan. He sat last early like he wants to do. He made an early move wide around the second turn, and he was dead game to the wire. He ran a good race last time.
Silver Prospector is a graded stakes winner at Oaklawn Park. He won the Southwest last year, and no disgrace in his most recent effort, finishing a well-beaten second behind Mystic Guide, the leader in this division. Mystic Guide would come out of the Razorback to win the Dubai World Cup. This horse, like his uncoupled stablemate Silver State, has good tactical speed.
He does, and he finished ahead of Owendale in that last one too, but he also got a really good trip in that race. Listen, I'm not a huge fan of his. I actually tried him a little bit last time, hoping that maybe Mystic Guide would need one off the layoff. And I think this horse, ran a perfectly fine race, but he didn't do anything to make me want to bet him back.
Top pick time for the Grade 2 Oaklawn Handicap, kicking off a 50-cent pick 4 on Apple Blossom Saturday. We agree. We like Express Train. Good effort in the big cap. Turning back in distance here. He should be running on at the end.
He should. I mean, I'm a little afraid of Warriors Charge on the lead, Dan, but I was mostly down to 1s and 2s in here. I think both of these horses are pretty good.
I'm a little worried that Fearless might have found himself for Pletcher, who's showing a lot of confidence running him in this race. He's going to have to stretch out to 1 1/8 miles. I'm going 2-3-1. You're going 2-1-4. It's the Grade 2 Oaklawn Handicap, kicking off a pick 4 at Oaklawn on Saturday. Good luck.